Good morning, Freedom Team. Hope everybody's coming off a great weekend. We are halfway into January. So if you haven't started to, I guess, hopefully you've set your goals, you are in action and doing what you need to, whether it's production, attraction. Today, obviously, this Monday morning is always about attraction. We go out and find the best of the best that are just rocking it and usually have a hundred plus agents, sometimes up to 10,000. So this is going to be awesome here today. We got an incredible guest. Let me give you Ed's background. So real quick here, Mr. Ed Lane. He has been helping buyers and sellers achieve their hopes and dreams for nearly 4 decades. His experience is unmatched. Very few agents reach the $1 billion sold mark, and even fewer loan offers reach that same threshold in loan volume. Ed has done both, and he uses that experience to help his clients win and avoid mistakes, and yet does it all with integrity, a generous heart, and a teacher's approach. You will leave this experience smarter, plain, and simple. Well, I guess we're done, Ed. We can just kind
All
of drop
right.
the mic right there.
Nice to meet you. Have a great day.
Yeah, congrats, dude. Oh my gosh, a billion on both sides, dude. That is phenomenal. Before we jump right into this, I always ask when somebody does that kind of amount of production, every Tuesday morning, we bring usually an icon agent or a big producer on to do some kind of training in regard to the production side. Would you be open to that in the next 30, 60, 90 days if we reach back out?
Sure. Yeah. Happy
Dude,
to.
that rocks. That rocks. Thank you very much for that. So man, let's kind of kick this thing off. Obviously, what else would you like all of us to know about you, whether that's personal, family, and all that, before we kind of dig deep?
Ooh, that's a good, broad, open question. I like that. Uh, well,
Tell
I'm
us those dirty
originally,
secrets.
yeah, I'm originally from California. Grew up in the Bay Area, moved to Seattle about 35 years ago. So I've been up here longer than I was down there.
Okay.
Played collegiate and professional water polo, which isn't a sport a lot of people know about, but
Wow.
lived in Australia and played down there for a year. Um, yeah, husband and father, married 33 and a half years, going on 34, two
Love
great
it.
boys. So
That's awesome, man.
I got a
Congrats,
lot to be
congrats.
grateful for.
No doubt. Okay. Well, I feel like we're leading the pack. I'm at 31 years, my wife and I. So just to come across people that are married 30 plus years, God bless, bro. You're doing the right thing. So keep doing
Love
it.
it.
So now the big question, because I don't know this and I'm always so curious, how were you first approached by EXP? When was it? And what was it that made you finally come over?
You're gonna make me sad out of the gates. Only because my biggest regret in my career is not pulling the trigger when I first saw it, right? And
Mm,
I'm not alone in that group, but my story is kind of an entertaining one. So I saw it in 2018. That EXP was about 18,000 brokers at the time, and I could tell immediately that they were going to innovate. At the same time, I was the designated broker, is what we call the broker of record here in Washington. I was the DB for my own firm, and I had grown it from 0 to 150 agents in 2 states. And my goal was to sell it and go drink Mai Tais on the beach. But in 2018, there was no market for buying brokerages. And that's when I saw EXP's model, and I thought, I could do the same thing and I would never have to sell it. I would just create a revenue stream, right?
hmm
So I had a business partner at the time. I saw it in Dallas and was at an REO conference down there, flew back to Seattle. I saw it with Jesse Zagorski, whom you know. He
hmm
flew back to Seattle or to San Diego, told his business partner, who was his mom, we're doing this. I flew back to Seattle, told my business partner, we should do this. His response was, I'll look at it. And once he saw it, he goes, it's stupid, it won't last, and you're a fool. And I'm like, okay, now I know where I stand, right? Like I was the number one producer forever in that company. So not only was I leading it, recruiting and selling a ton of houses, but I didn't have the respect of my business partner, obviously. So it took me a while to divorce him, and I didn't make the move over till 2022, January of 22. So basically a little over 3 years. Uh,
Mm.
and since then, so now I've been here 4 years, just heard last night from a team leader that she's joining, so that'll put us at about 80 in my group. And my goal is 10,000. So I still got a long way to go. But the cool thing, and the thing I would want anybody that's starting on this journey to hear is I'm about 2 years away from no longer selling houses and just getting rev share and just saying yes when I want to sell a house. Like
Yeah.
I, it's ironic we're talking today. You know what I did yesterday?
What's that?
This is a list of 27 properties scattered all over the Puget Sound that a hedge fund client of mine wants to bid on. And I drove 250 miles to verify occupancy and shoot pictures of all 27 houses.
Awesome.
That's a great opportunity, but that's a
Mhm.
really shitty Sunday, right? So I look forward to not having to do that anymore. And it's coming. Like I can already see it. It's visible now. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, very, very good. So let's kind of break down. So you've only been here 3 years basically this month. Did you, when you came over, immediately jump into attraction, or how did it kind of start to ramp up for you?
I did. I brought 13 people with me from my company.
Okay.
And because I'm 58 years old at the time I was 54 or 55, and I knew that I wanted to get after that hard. So I dedicate time every week to it. Now I'm doing it daily. Just a chunk of my day every day is dedicated to, reaching out. And yeah, so I got after it straight away. And as you guys have probably seen, it clicks for different people at different times. But that's okay. It's the long play, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, timing is so so much of this whole thing is timing. You guys all know that. There's only a handful of us on here right now, but because let's go a little deeper with that. So time commitment. So you said you have a daily now amount of time. So you block it off your calendar. How much time and what do you do to reach out? What things do you do to reach out?
Yeah, so I've got a lot of lines in the water, which is probably something I need to pare back. But um, I do so. I've sold over 3,000 homes. I have that list of cooperating brokers, and I text 50 of them every week, not to talk about EXP, but to engage, compliment them, and invite them to a mastermind.
Okay.
So it's the combination of contacts plus I do a monthly mastermind. Actually, uh, this week we're launching a second one. So I'm going to have two monthly masterminds that we use to network, but also I run a pretty large team. So my team knows they can invite people to these masterminds, and that'll get them introduced to me and the training and coaching and support that I provide. And then if they want to join, they join. Um, I've got a list here. I'll tell you that the 11 things that I do, or 10 things that I do. Text to previous brokers. Uh, I taught at the local real estate school for a couple of years, so I've got a number of people on my team that came from that. I got fired for recruiting, so uh, if you do that angle, be more careful than I was, apparently. The monthly masterminds we talked about, the lunch mastermind is actually a learn over lunch, like you've seen a lot of people do, but mine is learn AI over lunch. And
Hmm.
you can go to learnaioverlunch.com and check it out if you want. But that's going to be the theme, and then it's going to have a segue at the end for some one-on-one coaching from me. Um, I do a daily training, 9 a.m. Pacific, 5 days a week, that is to support my team, but also agents are invited to that if they have a question. Because, I mean, how often do you get to get the undivided attention of a 39-year veteran in the industry and just ask them things, right? Um, we have a monthly sales training that's in person at a local conference hall. Uh, we attract agents from other firms to that to get free training, and then we work on them from there. I have a 12-week training program that I call the Launching Pad, which the average person who completes it has 3 deals in escrow by the end of 90 days. So it gets people up to production right away. And as you guys know, most firms and brokerages will tell you, don't plan on making any money for 6 to 12 months. And I just think that's BS. You're working on the wrong stuff if that's what
Yeah.
happens. Um, I have just started working with agentattraction.io. I don't know if you've seen their system at all. Um, I haven't launched it yet. It takes a while to get it set up, but we're going to probably be launching it by the end of this month. So I'll let you know how that goes.
And,
Um,
and that's the one where you're doing your own webinars, right? They help you
yeah,
put together.
and
Yeah.
they have a white labeled
Yeah.
system similar to my launching pad training, but it's additive and it's integrated. So
Yeah.
I'll lean on that. Um, I also partnered with Value Add Marketing, who is a couple of guys out of the Northeast that do lead generation, and I took a couple leads from them. They were great leads, and then I went, "Do you guys do agent attraction?" And they're like, "Tell me more about that." So as it worked out, one of the two partners joined EXP under me, and the
Uh,
other one joined Real because they thought we should see, you know, compare, et cetera. And I said, "That's cool. Kyle's going to join EXP eventually anyway, so he's welcome to check it out, and then he'll meet more people. It'll be good." So, but that's
that'll be a good comparison. So they both went the same time. How long have they been here and at Real?
about 6 months now. Do you
And how
mind
are
if
the
I
results?
Do you mind if I close my blinds? I'm
Oh,
getting
not at
like
all. Go ahead, my
striped here.
dude.
Hang on one
Oh, I
sec.
see. That'd be a good thing just to kind of follow. Curious how they're both doing, and are they putting in the same effort and doing the same approach, right? There almost has to be, for us to compare apples to apples, they both need to be reaching out similar time, what they're doing, kind of hear what I'm saying. I'm curious, are they both,
Yeah,
so they both went
yeah,
over mainly for the attraction?
they did. Yeah, and
Okay.
they're still in university, so they started a company for their business school, like as a project in their business school, and started lead gen. And they use Facebook ads, they use ISAs, they use AI. They're really sharp kids, guys, like they're in their 20s.
Hmm.
Josh, who's the guy on in my organization, has already attracted one and introduced me to Florida. I didn't have anybody in Florida. Now I have two. Um, I don't know how well Kyle's doing at Real, but I do know that one of their lead gen clients is a pretty big group at Real. So I'm sure they're doing okay there as well. Um, their system works. So if anybody wants to know about them, I can send you a link that you could check them out.
Yeah, but put it in the chat if you can, if you would mind, just kind of type it in there.
I gotta find it
And
first.
we have Kelly on here is an incredible note taker, so she'll definitely put it down, and we kind of share it in our Facebook group as well.
I love it.
So out of all those different 10 items that you just went through, are you in any way, because you seem very systemized, pretty detail oriented and all that to accomplish what you have, are you tracking the 80 agents you don't have? Where are they coming from out of these 10 different reach outs? Is there one or two that are kind of a standout over the others?
Yeah, the real estate school has been the biggest producer for me. Uh, even though I ended up getting fired, I still do. They have a career expo once a quarter, and they have a lunchtime mastermind or lunch where a vendor can bring in lunch and do some training.
Yeah.
So I do both of those things, and we still pull people out of that school.
And is the school, I'm assuming, whether is it for brand new agents or experienced agents that are getting advanced?
It's brand new. Yeah, it's pre-licensure hours, clock hours.
Have you had, because I get mixed reviews on that. Very few people seem to have a lot of luck with new agents, right? Because 70% aren't even able to make it, or if not 80%. Are you
Yeah.
having any luck with that? And is it because
Oh
you're
yeah.
plugging them into your system to get them up and
Yeah, that's that actually I emailed you about that because that is a strength of mine. I take brand new, wet behind the ear people and turn them into cappers in 90 days. So you got to also remember I'm in Seattle, so our median is $1 million. It only takes 2.6 million to hit your cap. Well, if you have three deals in escrow in 90 days, guess what? So I'm also a certified mentor, so they come in to me as a mentee, and uh,
Gotcha.
I get an extra revenue because of being their mentor.
Oh yeah. No, no, no. That's awesome. A little double dipping right there.
Yeah.
So obviously, if anybody out there happens to know anybody who's a brand new agent, Ed might be a great co-sponsor opportunity. If people want to connect with you, Ed, I don't know, is it best you got a certain site or a link you want to give us or your cell number or
Yeah.
whatever also in case?
I'll put my contact info in the chat, and you guys are welcome to. And no kidding around. If you know people that are in any state but are new and are worried, connect me with them. We co-sponsor. I just got a co-sponsee over the weekend for that same reason.
Nice.
Um, and that's what I excel at. So if you've got, and the program also works for people that are either plateauing and trying to get to the next level, or seeing their revenue decline, which a lot of agents are these last
Yeah.
2 years, right? So there's no shame in recommitting to learning and getting better at things. And my training
May I,
program is self-paced. So
yeah. May I ask you, you mentioned your 12-week course, and I'm thinking right now of the course that EXP has for FastCap.
mhm.
Have you gone through the FastCap yourself and was wondering the similarities or how are they different, or have you gone through that?
I haven't gone through it, but I've mentored agents that go through it, and I tell everybody to go through it. It's more about accountability. Mine's more about systems and tools and skills. Um, I think people should do both. You know, do the launching pad to get the skills, and then do the fast cap to get the accountability.
So you would say do your 12-week first, but then they kind of do a review and stuff or whatever in the FastCap.
Yeah, yeah.
What is your should I say their time commitment if they go through your 12-week course? Is it a daily, a couple times a week? What's that look like?
Great question. So it's 12 weeks by design, but it's self-paced. So you can do it faster if you want. The fastest anyone ever completed it is I had somebody do it in 10 days, and
Oh,
he had a
wow.
he had a deal in escrow in 10 days. So we know it's the right stuff and the right focus. That that's up to the participant, right? I run a live version of it twice a year, and it's not so much the training as it is the accountability. So I'll kind of describe it. The 12 weeks is 2 videos a week for 12 weeks. Each video is about an hour long. So it's a bit of a time commitment, right? But the key is the homework. The key is you learn a thing and you implement it, right? In fact, in the videos, I talk about how the money's not in the ideas, it's in the implementation of the ideas, right?
Hmm.
So you can go through that faster if you have the time and the bandwidth to do it. Now, when I do the live version, you're still watching the videos on your own time and doing the homework, but then we meet once a week for an hour so that I can get people unstuck and answer questions as well as tee up the coming week to make sure people know what they're going to need to do or what to expect. So that's the only purpose of the live meetings, but it helps people stay accountable because they know every Monday I'm going to see Ed and I better have finished week 3 or whatever it is, right?
So,
Uh,
so you said real quick to recap. So it's two 1 hour videos that they're watching, which are videos you put together, and then you have 1 hour that's more of a group setting for those who
it,
went through that to come back if they're stuck. What's the next step? That kind of thing.
that's exactly right. Yeah.
Okay. Uh,
Kelly put a couple
yeah.
questions in the chat. I'll tackle those. So, Kelly, I run a non-standard team. What that means is everybody on my team is on a full $16,000 cap because I wanted them to be able to hit icon. I think that's one of the best benefits EXP offers, and if they were on a half cap, they're not eligible for that. So they also told me that if I want to do a standard team, I have to take a 25% haircut. And I didn't want to do that to the people. So
Hmm.
all I get is rev share and mentor fees. And they're all basically normal individual brokers, but they get to use the team branding. Does that answer your question, Kelly? And then, is your 12-week course available to anyone not in your team? Yeah, that's so I market it on a stand store for $6,000, but it's free if you join EXP. And I just sent Sean an email last week, as well as to all the other alphas and betas, and said, hey, if we co-sponsor somebody, the people that are the biggest burden in your organization are typically the newer agents, right?
Right.
So we can partner as co-sponsors, and then I'll plug them into the training program for free, just like I would offer it to you guys for free. So
Okay. So if somebody's already on my team, though, we missed the co-sponsoring window and they're already on my team and they're really needing some help.
I
What
can
about
still
those
give it to
guys?
them. Yeah, I'm happy to make it available.
Okay. Is that the $6,000 price tag then?
No, no, I'll give it to them for free.
You're incredible. Thank you.
I Have you ever read The Go-Giver?
Yes, I have. I love that. I've even talked to him, the
Yeah.
author. Yeah.
When I was driving yesterday, I actually was listening to John Maxwell, High Road Leadership. Oh
Hmm.
my God, that's a game changer book.
High road leadership.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I have two sons that are in their 20s. I'm gonna make them read it too.
Yeah, I'm reading right now. You guys are probably all read it. I've talked about it forever, but Atomic Habits. I'm
Oh,
just kind of
yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah. So every morning I'm doing a half hour Bible study and then a half hour of personal development, but audiobooks, and just keep it
Yeah,
going. So I will throw that one down. Never even heard of
that's a
it.
great book.
I Road
Have you guys
Leadership.
read Miracle Morning?
Yep.
I I I read it in
That's a
2015.
good one.
I read it in 2015 and hadn't read a book in decades. And I read it around Christmas time. And then in January, I read three books because I implemented its practice.
Mm,
Now I've read hundreds of books and written three books. Like that
wow.
book is a life changer for sure.
Well, I've got it down. I've heard of that too, but not read it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And don't read, in my opinion, there is the Miracle Morning for Realtors. Don't read that one. Read the original.
Miracle Morning. Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Cool.
No, I love the one for realtors.
You liked it?
Yeah.
I liked it. I read it too, but it's more of a narrative, whereas the original is like, here's what you should do, and it also gives you more of the backstory of why Hal Elrod wrote it, which is really interesting because I won't bore you guys with it, but he was the number two salesman at Cutco
Hmm.
and was in a car accident the night he got that award, and the doctors told him he would never walk again. The short version is he actually got to where he was running ultra marathons, 50 and 100 milers.
Love it. Love it.
Kelly,
Um,
just shoot me an email with names and emails, and I'll put them in the system. They'll get an invite, or shoot me an email. I can send you the link, and you're welcome to share it.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. I've got a different level of experienced agents that are on here, but being you've got so much experience just in real estate in general, now in RevShare and all that, what might you say to someone right now who keeps wanting to do RevShare, but just really not consistently doing the activities? What might you say or coach them with to move them along?
Great question. And like 73 things pop into my head at the same time when you ask that. But in the end and at its core, RevShare is a life-changing opportunity if you pursue it. And it doesn't take a ton of time. I'll give you a great example. I had a phone conversation last night with an agent that I've spoken to two or three times. She called me last night to let me know she and her whole team are coming over. So in four, let's say, conversations, I just landed six people. That's how it can go And the smartest thing you can do is not talk about EXP, right? It's invest in them, understand their pain points, and help address them. There's so many benefits at EXP that I've yet to hear a pain point that I don't have some sort of help that I can provide through the resources that EXP gives me or through the people that are part of my organization, right?
So the being you're still in production doing a ton of it, is most of your contacts the people you've done a transaction with or met at a networking event, so you know them?
Yeah, or my team brings them to one of the events and I meet them through that.
And so your self-organized team is how many compared to your organization?
I call everybody part of the team. I think we're at 75 right now. Well, 80, 81 with these new six.
Okay.
Uh, I think only two are individual agents in EXP's eyes. Because I tell everybody, even if you've been doing it for 25 years, you're welcome to leverage the branding or not. I don't have a horse in the race. It doesn't matter to me. Like, if you feel like it's going to benefit you, then put it on your card. If you don't, then don't. It doesn't matter. I just want you to know that you can get my attention every day at 9 a.m. That way, you're never more than 24 hours away from getting the undivided attention of a 39-year veteran. And that's going to help you speak with more confidence. I also teach a scripting course through have you guys heard of the Agent Power Huddle at all?
Yeah.
That's a service that Jesse organized, and it's an 8 a.m. non-denominational Zoom meeting. So like right now they're doing Mindset Monday. It's 8 a.m. Pacific, so 9 a.m. your time. I do scripting Fridays. And I'm just a lunatic about saying the right thing in every moment to convert the opportunity. And I teach other people how to do that. In fact, if you guys all want to make a note of it, write down whatwouldEdsay.com. And that is a custom GPT that I built in ChatGPT. So as long as you have a ChatGPT account, even a free one, this will open up for you. And you can go into it and say, hey, I've got a seller that wants me to discount. What would Ed say? And it'll go, Vroom, here's everything Ed would say.
Wow, very cool. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Well, man, let's open up. This is a I tell you what, my last, I've been doing this for God, I don't know, Ed, probably a couple of years. And I tell you what, the last three Zooms, if you guys, I don't know, some of you have been on it, Kelly, have all been very unique in some of the things they do to attract. And what you're doing is the same thing, Ed. It's yeah, very enticing. You come across. So may I ask this, so you're 81, whatever it's about to be right now. Is there any I don't want to say testimonials, but stories of all of these agents that have come? Do you have any kind of validation that they started here, they've been here 6 months, 1 year, here's where they're at now by following your systems?
Yeah. There's another example of something I'm under leveraging. I actually had a videographer come to our monthly sales meeting, and I had people do testimonials out in the hallway with
Mm.
him. And I have it on my hard drive. I haven't started to promote it at all, and I need to. But yeah, I've got uh, most people that join my team, is even brand new ones, hit their cap within 90 days. So that's a pretty powerful testimonial because of the training program. Um, I've got a couple people that are planning to hit Icon this year. They will be the first ones, which is great. But as you know, it takes a little time to build some momentum. Um, one gal, actually, the gal that's going to sponsor these six, she just came out of the school, so she's only been licensed for 2.5 years or whatever. She last year became the president-elect of the Women's Council of Realtors. So this year she's the president and she's brand freaking new, but she's a hustler and she's charming and that's where this group of six came out of, was through the WCR. So um, get involved and network and just meet people, right? I had an agent on my team at my old company that said real estate happens because of real estate conversations.
Mm,
It's true, right?
yeah.
This same is true of agent attraction, but it usually starts as a real estate conversation.
Is there anything you would do different if you had to start over right now when you first, other than joining back in 18, hear that nonstop?
Yeah.
That in itself should almost be like a, God, you could have 100 agents on a testimonial reel of 5 to 10 seconds of all these agents going, God, I wish I'd have joined back. Boom, boom, boom. That's kind of
Oh yeah.
thought right there, but I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So what might you say to somebody, I guess, again, that's on here right now? Uh,
Well, you were going to ask for my mistake or what I would redo, and I have
Yeah, yeah,
one.
yeah. That in itself. Yeah. Would you
I'll,
do anything different when you made
absolutely.
first coming over? What would it be?
I so when I made the switch, I went from being the designated broker of three firms at the same time to none, right? Because Washington State has one DB and she's over all 2,500 brokers here in Washington State, and so they didn't need me. Well, I had a lot of free time as a result, and I saw an ad for an instructor at a real estate school. The mistake I made was leaning too hard into that and only that. I didn't implement these other systems until I realized, oh shit, I don't have any big dogs. I don't have any big hitters. I need to, and I know a ton of them. Why am I not making those calls? So my mistake was not weaving that into my daily activities sooner. And that's all right. I'm learning and growing just like everybody.
So let's talk for a minute about the big dogs, the ones that you're saying, yeah, you didn't reach out to immediately.
Yeah.
Um, and let's say, whether you want to role play or just give us an idea, you know these brokers, or they at least know you. You may not know each
Yeah.
other intimately, but you know of each other, right?
Yeah.
But what
I'll
might
give
that
you
call, yeah, sound like
I'll
if you
give you a
yeah.
great example of a conversation I had just a couple weeks ago with a big hitter who we have a brand in Washington called Windermere, which is a luxury brand. It's very well known. They're very established. He was with them. He went to Compass and then he went back to Windermere. And I'm like, not even a phone call, dude? What the hell? And he goes, I know, but this was a known quantity. Let's get together for lunch. So we get together for lunch. A lot of times when I get to the point where it's time to just start probing, I'll just say, have you ever even looked at EXP? So I said that to him. And he goes, oh yeah, yeah, no, it's not for me. And I go, why not? And he goes, I'm on a special split at Windermere. They did that to get me back. I go, that's awesome. What's the split? He goes, I'm on a 90-10. I go, that's freaking beautiful. What's the cap? Oh, there's not a cap. I go, ooh, that's not so beautiful anymore, is it? He goes, what are you talking about? I go, well, how much money did you give to Windermere last year? He goes, $100,000. So he sold 1 million GCI, kept 900, but paid 100 grand. I go, how? And I leaned in. We're sitting at a table, right? And I leaned in. I go, how much do you think I gave to EXP? And he goes, 100 grand. And I go, 5 grand. He's like, what? I go, yeah, I paid them 5,000 and I received 56,000 in rev share and stock. So I was net 51 grand more than 100%. And he's like, how do they even stay in business? And I go, well, the average broker doesn't do that, right? It's a small percentage of people that are icons. But when you're an icon, they give you your cap back. And he's like, his head exploded. So he shut me down again because he needed to process it. But now he's got those numbers in his head. So every time we talk, I'm bringing it up in a different way, and I'll get him eventually. It's hard for people. Things are comfortable where they're at, and change is scary. So that's like we started with it. It's the long game, right?
Yeah. What I find interesting, I mean, we're a good 10 plus years strong, that there's people out there like brokers that still have no idea how it works. They just, yeah, been scratched the
Yeah.
surface of EXP. That's so
Try
interesting.
try 15. Now we're 17.
Yeah, I'm talking
Two,
about just 10 years strong, right?
yeah, yeah. But you're right. I always laugh because it started here in Washington, in
Oh,
Bellingham,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is like this tiny little town by the Canadian border. Um, what typical objections do I regularly get and how do I handle them? Uh, Kelly, it's everything from it's not for me to I have a special deal, like the example I just gave, to there's a lot of people now that I talk to that have been at EXP and left. And I explain that who sponsors you matters. Like you guys have a strong organization, you support new people that join in, but think of how many people you've spoken with that are like, I tried it and there was nothing for support and I drifted and I hated it and I left.
Yep, yep.
Right.
Hear a lot of that. And I haven't heard in the last several months, but is it still around 9.5 that are coming back every day that left
Yeah,
XP?
that's the number I heard as well.
That's that's
The
incredible.
boomerang agents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and with co-sponsorship now, it makes it a
Yep.
lot easier, right? Because if I get like this gal in Florida, I co-sponsored her with somebody in Florida. So she gets boots on the ground and gets the contract support or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Other questions, you guys? I think got a few of you here. Tony, anybody? Any questions here for Ed? Remember, you got a incredible veteran here, $1 billion on both ends. That's incredible. And now got a team of 80 plus. Any questions at all? And if not, my question, Ed, is time commitment. With all those 10 things you're doing, I know you're trying to make as much you can automated. I mean, are you spending, you think, an hour, 2, 3 hours a day when it comes to a
I
fraction?
I probably spend 5 hours a week when I don't have a mastermind or some sort of event,
Okay.
and then 10 to 15 when I do, um, which is fine because that's a really good use of my time at
Yeah.
being up in front of a group of, brokers. I always
Okay.
think of, have you guys heard Brent Gove's story of when he started?
Yeah. Working on Fridays, you mean, for a few
Yeah.
hours?
Yeah. In 14 months, he grew his rev share to over 100 grand a month. Monica, you want me to recap? I can do that.
I've got him in my notes. Let me toss him in the chat here.
Oh, cool.
Perfect.
Thank you, Kelly.
Perfect.
Thank
You
you.
weren't
And I
kidding.
got I got
Huh?
9 of them. I didn't get the 10th one,
Let me
but
see
you
it.
can tell me which one I missed.
NSA leads was the 10th one.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Do you guys do much with NSA?
I do.
Yeah.
Wow, this is awesome. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, man.
And
That's
I
good.
have an agent that just joined me out of Denver, and his whole goal is to be the top Korean broker worldwide, period.
I
And
love it.
he asked me for a connection in Seattle and a connection in California of who he can recruit with and through.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, his name is John Park. I'll introduce the two of you over a three-way text, and you guys can connect.
Would love to. Yeah. That would be awesome.
That one could be powerful.
And I do think, just so everyone's aware of this from the co-sponsoring ship, yes, the 12-week training is a big part of it, but so is the culture. Like my team culture is unique in that we meet every day, in that if somebody's got, if you're female and your gut is telling you something's not right about this showing request, you can drop a message and somebody like me who's 6'6", 270 will join you on that showing. Like that's the kind of culture we have. We do a annual Krav Maga training because I have a loan officer that happens to be a former Israeli IDF special forces guy. And I'm like, Amit, it's time for you to kick my ass again in front of my whole team. And he's like, okay.
Love it. Love it. Other questions, you guys? Get creative. Anybody else have something we can ask Mr. Ed here? Let's take advantage of this. This guy is full of massive amounts of knowledge. Anybody got a question?
What's on your 12-week program? because I do have quite a few new agents that are coming in.
Yeah.
And what would you say, Ed, is different about your 12-week program that will help an agent truly get to be a capper within that 90-day window? That's just amazing.
I love that question. So I start the training with mindset and goal setting. So I get them to dream and envision where they want to end up. And then I go into the tactical, what are the nuts and bolts that I have to do and build? So we cover neurolinguistic programming. We cover uh, how to build landing pages, how to use direct response marketing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that term, but that's what we're all doing, right? We're like I talk about how I'm with Bold Trail. That's my CRM of choice. They give you a beautiful website, right? I don't spend a nickel promoting that website because it has a buyer call to action and a seller call to action. And that's a terrible structure for a website. A confused consumer never buys. So, what you guys should all do is have a buyer landing page and a seller landing page, and then drive traffic to those because you'll get more engagement and you'll get more opt-ins. And I'll tell you a quick funny story. I got a text over the weekend from a newer agent who said, "Can you send me your landing pages for buyers and sellers so I can plagiarize them?" He doesn't have to because all I'm doing, if you're on Bold Trail, and I had a Lofty account for a while, so I know they do it similarly. If you go to the main page and then you just click on buyer search, that'll take you to the landing page that I use for my buyers. And I just use that long tail URL. And then in the training, I teach you how to use a benefit rich URL because no one's going to remember the long tail, right? So my benefit rich URL for buyers is wholesalehomeaccess.com. Easy to spell, easy to remember, tells you what you're going to get when you get there, right? For sellers, it's just sellingwithedeaseasy.com. Easy to spell, easy to remember. You kind of know. It's not great at demonstrating, but if you know Ed's a realtor, you will, right? Um, that's the type of stuff we cover. And then we go through, and your team, you should opt in as well. Take a look at my listing presentation, take a look at my buyer presentation, plagiarize it, change it, ignore it, whatever you want to do. But I go through all of the tools and resources for buyers and for sellers, and they all work. So that's how we get people to build the landing pages and then learn the tools to drive the traffic. And that's how they start generating leads.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. And I think the 12th week is dedicated to all the EXP resources because there's so many, like a little bit of a guided tour, and I give them a key that is like, if your questions relating to this, you can go here, here, or here. If your questions relating to that, you can go here or here, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. It really is. Anything else, you guys? We don't necessarily have to go to the top of the hour. This is Ed, it's been awesome. It really is, man. And I can see some co-sponsors coming down the path for you. It's good stuff. We'll check
Appreciate
all
it.
that out. And Kelly, we'll put that again on our Facebook group. But like I said, man, these last three have been awesome. This is great stuff. Anybody
Cool.
else have anything else for Ed? I'm sure he's got a busy day in front of him if we don't have any other questions. All right, all good. So Ed, real quick, do you want me to send you over the recording? Do you use that?
Please. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to thank you for your generosity and your share
Yeah.
today. Truly appreciate
Oh,
it.
my
Yeah.
absolute pleasure, Kelly. It's lovely to meet all of you, and I hope to get to know you guys better.
Yes, yes, yes. Ed, thank you, my friend. Sincerely appreciate it. And I'll share with, I got Kathy on here, Kathy Carter. If you see her down here, she helps kind of lead the Tuesdays. So Kathy, if you want to reach out to Ed one day and you guys need to put him on the calendar, sounds like he could bring some tremendous value on a Tuesday.
Yeah, we'd love to have you then one day, Ed. I'll reach out if you're open to that.
Yeah, did you get my email and cell in the chat?
I've got it.
All right. I
Perfect.
look forward to that.
Well, sounds great, man. Well, everybody, make it an incredible, incredible week. Maybe before we depart, Kathy, who do we have coming? Do you by chance have that in front of you as a guest tomorrow?
Yeah, I know. It's John Maroney, and he actually Brian Ellington had interviewed him a few weeks back, but he's teaching on the 6 best lead conversion strategies, and he's a real high profile coach also, but it's been on stages with everybody, Ed Milet, Eric Thomas, like he's
Yeah.
going to bring it tomorrow, so it will be a really great training.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing, Ed. Again, we sincerely appreciate you. Congrats on all your success, and hopefully we'll have some co-sponsors coming your way, brother. All
Appreciate
right.
it. Nice to meet you all. Have a great day, everybody.
Got
Thank
it.
you,
Thank
Matt.
you again.